Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Help Is Here podcast, brought to you by the Beyond Compulsion Academy. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about spontaneous desire, right? Honestly, this is probably one of the biggest benefits I've ever really experienced from doing this whole porn addiction recovery thing. Just getting to live my life and not think all the time about, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Like, I used to, honestly, just be on this treadmill of self-improvement, always feeling like I had to go to the gym, I have to, meditate, I've got to make my bed every morning, I've got to journal every day, and all these different random self-improvement things. Remove all the triggers, put the blockers in place. It's just rubbish. Like, it wasn't a good, enjoyable way to live. I always felt I had to be doing something right to overcome porn addiction. But when we break it down right, the reason you're in a porn addiction is simple. The reason anyone's in a porn addiction is simple. It's not to do with your sexual desires. It's not to do with your lack of discipline. It's not to do with your motivation. It's simply, very simply, to do with an inability to deal with the one moment that really matters. And the one moment that matters is when you have the urge, the compulsive desire. Because think about it this way. If you knew exactly how to deal with compulsive desires correctly, if you knew how to deal with every single urge in the right way, which actually didn't feel that bad and it dealt with the urge and then you just moved on with your life, would this really be a problem for you? Would you still be doing any of the self-improvement stuff? Would you still be watching any NoFap videos? Would you be in any of these online communities? Would you have the accountability coach? You wouldn't do any of those things because you would just simply know that I trust myself and I know how to handle urges if they come. I'm going to crack on with my life. If I have an urge, I'll deal with it in the right way, very directly. Other than that, you're sorted, right? That's how you just crack on and live a life. So, spontaneity, right? I'm not very good at saying this word at the minute. Spontaneity. Well, when you actually know how to deal with compulsive desire, you completely trust yourself and you know what's reasonable and you know what's unreasonable for yourself, you'll be in a position where you really do just feel like, yeah, I can do what I want, This is pretty cool. So I'll just give you like a bit of an example. In the past, as I say, I used to really feel like I have to do X, Y, Z. And I never really felt free. I never really had this peace of mind in my head. But I do now, which is nice. And I was at the gym last night with my girlfriend. And, I used to have this app called Set Graph. And it was quite cool. It kind of track how many reps you'd done, how many kilograms, all of this stuff. So I'd be putting in all the reps. And I started to feel a bit frustrated at the gym. I kind of felt like, I've got to do all these sets, I've got to finish my workout. And I wasn't enjoying it that much. And I was like, well, I enjoy most areas of my life, but I'm not really enjoying the gym anymore. Like, how do I switch this up? And a lot of people may say, just, be disciplined, use more willpower, get through it. There may be those kind of things, but for me, I was like, nah, you know what? I just want to enjoy going to the gym. I don't really care about getting crazy strong or anything like that. I just want to enjoy myself, right? And I want to be in good physical shape, of course, right? So I decided recently I'm gonna stop tracking anything. I'm just gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do my usual workouts, and we'll see how we go with it, really. And I'll leave whenever I sort of want to leave the gym. And honestly, I've just been enjoying it so much more. It's been great. It really has. And I've also been getting in some really good workouts, really feeling the burn afterwards, lifting more as well. It's been pretty cool. So it's actually seeming to be quite effective, productive and enjoyable, which is a pretty decent combination. So last night, my girlfriend actually been in the gym for about an hour before me. I was still on some client calls quite late on last night. But I go over to the gym, we're doing some workouts together, and then I'm doing some bicep curls, and she's like, you've got one more left, haven't you? You got to do that first, and then we'll go. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm all right to finish now, we're fine. And then we went and got a pizza for dinner. And we had a pizza on the sofa, but it's just funny because I look back on things, I just know for a fact, when I was in the self-improvement-y sort of no-fappy kind of world, I'd be like, no, you got to eat your protein after the gym. You can't eat carbs and pizza. Whereas now I'm just like, I just don't care. We just do what we want moment by moment. And everything is just so spontaneous. And I just feel so much more free. It's if I want to finish my workout at a certain point, I'll finish my workout at a certain point. if I want to go eat a pizza in the evening, I'll go eat the pizza in the evening. Like, I don't really feel like I've got any conditions, rules, restrictions, these sort of habits in my life anymore. It's just I wake up and I crack on. Like, I've got direction. I know how to trust myself. I know how to deal with any desires. I know what's reasonable. I know what's unreasonable. And it's like this new level of freedom, which I guess I just didn't think was possible. So, you know, I feel a bit like I'm kind of just like sort of showing off a bit now, but there is a message in here, you know, and I think the message is to take like the self-improvement sort of content with a pinch of salt, because a lot of people that come to us, you know, for porn addiction recovery, they've been in that NoFap self-improvement world for a while, and they've got all these ideas and thought patterns of what they should do or what they have to do. But what I want to do is just kind of shift the language into, you know what's reasonable for yourself. You don't need to be told by any online guru or self-improvement person with loads of followers or whatever what's okay and what's not, because you will know for yourself what's reasonable, what's not. You know, like, I know if I've eaten too much, then yeah, I'm going to stop eating. I know how to eat food. I know what's all right and what's not. Like, you don't need to go track calories or do any of this weird shit that everyone's doing these days. I know how much exercise is enough exercise, and maybe when it's okay for you to take a rest, or when it's a better idea to go to the gym and actually get some exercise in. You know, you will always know, just like I always know. You don't need anyone telling you what to do, because you're the leader of your own life, and that's where something that's far greater than your habits is going to come from, which is actually feeling empowered and being able to spontaneously live with freedom and peace of mind. Like, that's way better than having this super ultra disciplined life where everything's super regimented. You know, like, I don't know why everyone thinks that's the goal. It's like, surely you'd be better off just living moment by moment and just enjoying things, right? Surely. So anyway, I don't know what we'll call this podcast or YouTube video yet, but I just wanted to talk about it because it's been a bit of a new insight for me. It's something I've discovered quite recently through having the right sort of coaching from Mary Paulus, my own mentor, and it's really shifted the way I think about things. So I wanted to share it with you as well. If you would like to learn more about porn addiction recovery and the way we do things here at the Beyond Compulsion Academy, I'll leave a link in the description, some free training, so you can give that a watch if you'd like. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.